Hi everyone, welcome back to Storytime Recaps. In this video, I'm going to recap one of the film from 2015, Evolution. Without any further, let's get started. The story begins when Nicholas was swimming on the beach. Nicholas saw the body of a small child with the starfish. Because he was shocked, Nicholas immediately rushed to his mother named Sylvia. At that time, Sylvia was making food for Nicholas. Nicholas told Sylvia that he saw a child who drowned. But unfortunately, Sylvia did not believe it because maybe Nicholas saw it wrong. After that, to remind him, Nicholas always drew what he had seen before. Then Nicholas was called by his three friends to bury the animal carcasses together. When his friend also did not believe that Nicholas saw a corpse on the beach, they finally buried the corpse together. When Nicholas looked back at his drawing, suddenly Sylvia came and immediately closed the drawing. Then Nicholas drew a starfish that he had seen before. His mother came with medicine. Before taking it, Nicholas asked his mother, "Why am I sick?" Sylvia answered, "At this age Nicholas is susceptible to disease," which then Nicholas immediately drank it. And after that they together came to the beach to make sure what Nicholas said. However, Sylvia only found a starfish. Then Nicholas swam back to make sure the body, and sure enough Nicholas didn't see the body again. At that time the mothers were bathing the little ones while Nicholas did not want to be bathed by Sylvia, who then swam back to the middle of the sea. When Nicholas swimming, suddenly he lost his concentration. Because his palm was injured from being rubbed by the coral, Nicholas was quickly helped by Sylvia. Then Sylvia told the hospital nurse to stitch Nicholas' injured hand. Nicholas was helped by a nurse named Stella. That night Nicholas often looked at his wound, and at that time, his mother left the house carrying a lamp and headed somewhere. While Nicholas was still fast asleep, all the mothers headed to the beach. Then Nicholas' mother brought the body of a little one, and according to her friends it was Nicholas' body. In the morning Nicholas returned to the beach and played with the starfish. Then his friend named Frank came. Frank mocked Nicholas, saying that Nicholas was afraid of starfish. Nicholas, who was annoyed, immediately invited Frank to fight, which in the end Frank was taken by his mother. After that Nicholas held one of the starfish's fins and suddenly, Nicholas' nose bled. Then Sylvia took the starfish and put it in a container, while Nicholas had to finish his food. After that, Nicholas had to take his medicine and Nicholas also had to rest. The next day, Sylvia took Nicholas to the hospital, and according to the doctor, Nicholas had to be hospitalized. Nicholas was also helped by Stella to recover his condition. Then Stella took a sample of Nicholas' blood. After that Stella told Nicholas to clean his body. Initially, Nicholas refused to be bathed by Stella, but after Stella persuaded him, Nicholas agreed too. When Nicholas took off his clothes, Stella took Nicholas' drawing book, but suddenly, Nicholas took back his book. Stella begged Nicholas so that she could see her drawing and Stella would also keep Nicholas' secret, which in the end Nicholas gave the book to Stella. Nicholas drew animals, buildings, and vehicles. After that, Nicholas got ready for surgery. Stella counted down so that Nicholas would not feel afraid. Here Nicholas will be operated on in his navel. Even the doctor also injected anesthesia next to his navel. On the other hand, the mothers together ate animals in the sea, but strangely they were all naked. After the operation was completed, Nicholas woke up and was in one of the rooms. In the room there were also several children. All of the children had also been operated on. At that time, all the medical staff were watching a video of a cesarean operation. While Nicholas looked at the view from the window of his room, not long after his friend showed his stomach that had been operated on. According to Nicholas, they did it because all the children were sick. Then Nicholas came out of the room and followed Stella, but Nicholas was surprised by the arrival of Sylvia. Sylvia took Nicholas home, and at her house, he saw the starfish again, and Sylvia also gave Nicholas medicine. That night Nicholas went to Victor's house to invite him to see their mother on the beach, but in the middle of the trip, Victor changed his mind. While Nicholas was still following the mothers, Nicholas saw that the mothers were naked and they also seemed to be passing a fetus and feeling worldly pleasures. After that Nicholas returned to his house and pretended to sleep. Nicholas heard Sylvia opening the door. Then Nicholas saw his mother taking a shower, but strangely, on his mother's back there were tentacles. After that Sylvia took Nicholas back to the hospital to check his stomach. According to the doctor, Nicholas' stomach had a heartbeat and he would be hospitalized again. The doctor took Nicholas to his room and changed his clothes. Then Victor said that all the nurses were lying and they would not be able to recover. On the other side, Stella moved 3 fetus into a jar filled with water, and Stella also saw Victor lying weak and helpless. Maybe the doctor will remove the fetus from Victor's stomach. After that, Stella put the fetus in a special room fetus. When he woke up, Nicholas saw Stella looking at a painting he made it. Stella also gave Nicholas a ray of cradle so he could continue drawing. Nicholas drew a merry-go-round. Not long after, one of the nurses gave the news that Victor had recovered, and Victor also gave them shells so that they would remember him. After that, the mothers visited their children and they also brought food for their children. Sylvia took Nicholas's painting book and saw a picture of someone. When Nicholas wanted to take his book, his mother did not give it to him, and Nicholas said that she was not his mother. Then Nicholas was taken back to the operating room. The doctor immediately injected a sedative into Nicholas's body. Then Nicholas dreamed that he was in a gloomy sea. When he woke up, Nicholas was surrounded by his friends and one of his friends who saw Nicholas's drawing book. According to his friend, the picture that Nicholas drew was taken by the nurse. Then his friends took a picture of a woman and they also saw it. One of his friends also thought that his mother was not his mother anymore. Suddenly his nose bled again. Not long after, the nurse came and they rushed back to his bed. Nicholas looked at the water flowing on the wall of his room. For the second time, the doctor and nurse watched the video of the cesarean operation again. They watched the video carefully. After that, Stella came to Nicholas and gave him crayons. Stella also invited Nicholas to draw again. They drew together. Nicholas drew a starfish and Stella also drew something. Then Stella gave Nicholas a picture of a woman drawn by Nicholas, and suddenly Nicholas bled from his nose again. Then Stella cleaned the remaining blood from Nicholas' nose. Nicholas' stomach was ultrasounded again, and his heartbeat was still there. Stella took Nicholas to a room. In that room, Stella told him a secret. Stella gave him photos where everyone had tentacles on their backs. Then Stella invited Nicholas to the beach. Stella also showed him the tentacles on his back. Then they swam together until Nicholas was unconscious. Stella helped Nicholas survive, and finally Nicholas regained consciousness. Nicholas dreamed of seeing a starfish walking on his stomach, but Nicholas woke up from his dream. After that, Nicholas walked out of the room and into a room where Victor was. Victor told Nicholas to hold his stomach, and suddenly Victor vomited blood. Meanwhile, Nicholas ran to another room. Nicholas saw a little boy in a tube filled with water. Not long after, Nicholas was caught by the nurse and he was taken back to the operating room, and the doctor would operate Nicholas' stomach again. When he woke up, Nicholas was in a tube and he also saw 2 fetuses right near his navel. Nicholas tried to get out of the tube, but his efforts were in vain because Nicholas' hands and feet were tied. Now Nicholas was taken by Stella to the beach. Stella invited Nicholas to swim again. Not only that, Stella also gave him breathing and took Nicholas away from the island. When he woke up, Nicholas and Stella were already in a small boat. Stella also gave him drinking water, and after that Stella returned to the sea to go to the island. The story ends with Nicholas drifting in the ocean until Nicholas approaches the harbor. Thanks for watching, and remember to turn on your notifications to watch more movie recaps like this one.